All right, y'all, what's going on? Here we go. This is what I was talking about. I don't know how far I'm going to get into this because I don't want to make this video too long. Let me see. Okay. 57. But first thing I want to show you, let's go to Matthew chapter 24. Now, there's a lot of things going on in the world today that we all agree that we living in the last days, or we living in the times of the end. And some of the things that's going on are detrimental in some countries. But every time we hear on the news or another video by some of the brothers on here, like Kingdom Knowledge and the other ones on Strong Tower, that bring forth some things that's happening in different parts of the world, a lot of things we hear about, you hear people want to say that it's proof that we are seeing the beginning of sorrows, or we living in what Jesus called the beginning of sorrows. So I'm going to go to Matthew chapter 24, and I'm going to show you something that's going to kill this beginning of sorrow stuff. Let's start. I'm going to start with verse 1 and go on down. Matthew 24 and 1. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? So that's verse 3. The disciples come to Jesus in verse 3, and they asking him three questions, or three questions in one. They want to know, when shall these things be that he was talking about? They want to know what shall be the sign of his coming, and they want to know what shall be the sign of the end of the world. Now, verse 4, we're going to go into what Jesus told them. Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. Verse 5, Jesus said, For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Verse 6, Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. So Jesus told them a few things right here to look for. He said, Take heed that no man deceive you. He said, Many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. He said, Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And he said, Be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So all of the things that he named in verse 4, 5, and 6, we can say that we're there now. But the end is not yet. Now go to verse 7. The end is not yet because verse 7, Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. We seeing that. Verse 8, Jesus said, All these are the beginning of sorrows. Everything I just told you are the beginning of sorrows. He didn't mention nothing about nobody killing you for being a Christian. He didn't mention nothing in the beginning of sorrows about being killed. He didn't mention nothing in the beginning of sorrows about being put in prison because of your faith. A lot of things that we see take place with our government, with our economy, with our money, and with people in other countries, Nigeria, China, India, other countries being killed for being Christians. None of that was mentioned in the beginning of sorrows. So why do we say that the killing of Christians in these other countries is part of the beginning of sorrows? That's past the beginning of sorrows. So my question to everybody who think we still in the beginning, how many times are the sorrows going to begin? If we don't watch it, we'll be sitting up here all the way to the end claiming beginning of sorrows, beginning of sorrows, beginning of sorrow. The sorrows done began and we done moved on. So why we still stuck in our mind talking about this the beginning? We passed the beginning. After he said all these are the beginning of sorrows, we move on to verse 9. He says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. I believe that's what's going on now. Then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. That's verse 13. Jesus said, if you endure unto the end. I ain't going to go into the rapture teaching right now, but don't sound like to me he said, he that endure until I come and get you early. That ain't what he said. He said endure until the end. He didn't say he that endure until I call you up. That ain't what he said. He that endures until the end, the same shall be saved. See what I mean? We stuck on stuff that's not even biblical. We stuck on calling everything that we see taking place now the beginning of sorrows. When the beginning of sorrows, the stuff that Jesus named being the beginning of sorrows, been passed. We done moved on to another level in this thing now. We stuck on being called up in a rapture before the end, when Jesus is saying endure until the end. So who we gonna believe? Jesus who know everything? Or you gonna believe a man that told you a lie? I ain't gonna go there right now. That's next time. Y'all be blessed.